around into there. He says, looking at the walls and how thick and tough they are.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we. I mean, we could try to blow it up with enough gunpowder. It might be possible, but it sort of clonks the metal. It's. I guess we can try the bardic knock spell, and then she just knocks at the door.
You hear the clunk of a fist on metal, but nothing else.
Well,
This door didn't have a reader.
Zarin will call out in Orc, "We're back."
There's no answer.
Damn.
yeah, it was worth a try.
Pimian would try, but we're back! In Orc is not quite
In
convincing.
rat folk,
I don't speak that.
Ratish.
you could probably speak rat.
Let us carefully make our way across the sands, then.
Chandler,
Yes.
could I maybe we should just put those, like, just so that, I mean, no one's going to follow us, right? So why not put the bear trap, like, in this hallway?
Sure, that seems fine.
Just
remember that we.
Yeah, it's
put
like
the
running
right
away
way
from
out.
As
someone
you're like
bad.
running out in terror again.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. As
Like,
last
Pimian's
time.
leg,
well, it's just
cut
like
off.
if someone was to try to leave while,
Can't we put it in front of that door?
sure. We're not going to run in there.
I like that idea better. Like just like trapping the area in front
Yeah,
of
we
this
have like a
door.
lot of trash here to hide it under. Sure, we'll trap
I mean, it was
this
the
door.
gremlins, right?
Yeah, we'll trap this door with bear traps. Shoot.
All right, how many bear traps?
2.
2 bear traps.
Yep. I could buy more, but they're very heavy to carry around.
It's like going to the city. How many bear traps do you have?
Just fill this room with bear traps.
It's a damn pity that we didn't think of doing that beforehand, right? Just like before they
Snaps.
even like try to march out of the door, just like 17 fucking bear traps.
And they open the door, look like, what happened here? What is?
People with no feet, just like dragging themselves to the ground, just bloodbath.
And then have a bell
Does
net
anybody
over
have
it.
like any fishing line?
Ding ling ling.
wanna-
Well, it seems the bear trap is. I
No,
do
the
have
fishing
fishing line.
You do?
Yeah.
I have alchemist fire. We could string it up,
Sure.
like so that when the bear trap goes off, it swings the alchemist fire at him.
Let's do it.
Just home alone.
It's great.
Seems
I lo-
very improvised. On the other hand, I mean,
the
what
professor.
thing is going to be unfortunate for us if it goes wrong?
Improvisation is my 6th middle name.
I do believe you, Professor. I actually do believe you.
Could also use the grippers on the door. Lock it
Keep them
closed.
extra shut.
I don't think there's any place for Lee to grip, as far as I understand.
Oh, get enough cement then maybe.
Cement the door.
Handles?
They tried to
I
open. It's like, what the
Don't
fuck?
think that's how it works.
I actually love that idea.
The problem would be like if we could ever make use out of that door for any reason, and then we're just like looking at everything we've done to it, and going, "Oh,
Cemented, yeah.
But when
Electrifying.
Maynard or Maria or whatever her name was tries to
Meander.
run away from us, she runs into a cement door.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 bear traps there and an alchemist fire on a string. It is a genius
Sheep-
trap.
Sheep is
So-
consulting Appendix like D for like this."
So you want to put an alchemist's fire on a string in front
Yeah,
of the
so
door.
when the bear trap snaps shut, the
Yeah,
alchemist
that's
fire
the
will
way
swing
Isn't that a
down.
little obvious?
No,
What?
Like
put
hanging
it up.
there?
We make it. No, we put
It's
it off like
hanging.
up here to the side, so
Yeah.
that when the bear trap snaps shut, it like breaks the string and the fire swings down.
I can do survival
I-
checks to make traps.
Yeah, that would definitely be a survival check for an improvised trap.
Would a 17
Can I assist with my knowledge of engineering?
Sure.
is if Kenrick also assists, I can do a 21 on a take 10 with a survival check. That should be enough.
21 would be enough.
All right.
Yeah.
That is amazing
So-
trap setup.
So Pimian he looks at he's like in the room. He's like, now do you see that outcropping? We can tie the string. And
And when Miranda walks out, 1 foot in each bear trap, and then fire in the face.
And then we need to smear oil on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Just turn into the worst death trap.
Regardless, Rotha will let them do that.
If we ever need to like fortify a position, just get me some alchemist fire, some string, and some bear traps.
I was about to mention that. That worked well.
That did work very well for you. All right. Anstormung.
The hallways here are, as you left them, most of the doors jammed open, including the one now no longer leading into a grey, dark desert, but rather a almost sunny desert. Although, of course, you know that the sun is not actually there. This room still has the 2 odd mechanisms at each end that are humming, but not currently doing anything.
Why am I taking a look at the room? We walked through it last time. On the way out. Oh. Yes. No, it's not different. We turned the light on, Grimmon. Remember when we were in the...
Yes,
like, control-
Jake, I remember. There was no humming in here before originally. The room is different once we altered things, but we haven't taken the time
Oh,
to
this room's
investigate
humming.
what's changed about it, what the purpose of the room is.
I thought you were talking about, like, the room outside. I was like, of course it's bright and humming.
No, I'm talking about this room that could
Yeah.
be like some sort of decontamination thing. I don't know what the hell it is. That's why I wanted you like. That's why I thought it was fitting in character.
Yep. I mean, kind of looks around.
You could make a knowledge engineering check to investigate the strange humming devices at each end of the room.
Ah! That's terrible.
You would think that these nozzles and things are definitely meant to spray something on the, well, not inhabitants, but the current occupators, the current people in the room. And it definitely doesn't look like something that's at least supposed to be harmful, otherwise it would probably be concealed.
Most engineering knowledge ever in a group, adventurers.
Zarin thinks that this is some sort of airlock, although not for air. It seems like one would go into this room, the doors would close, the machines would do something, and then the doors would open again.
It's like a washing room, maybe?
Is there like a drain on the floor?
Like wash away the dust of desert, perhaps?
The desert room is full of nanites, and this is to not be touched by them anymore.
Oh, it's like what you wash the
It's
nanites
like,
off.
what happens if you subject all these creatures to nanites?
Well, we're about to see.
I don't know.
There are glowing panels next to each of the doors.
Is there a drain in the floor?
It is dusted over and covered in dirt and debris, but yes.
I will uncover it then, specifically.
Oh, well,
If we're gonna try this, I don't want to be like drowned.
I'm not gonna be in there. Just a reminder, some things like to bathe in acid.
I mean, thanks for the consolation. You know, kind of goes, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess you can. We'll try. We'll try the room's function. Is there like a big red button that says like on or go?
There are 2 glowing panels that could potentially be pressed next to each of the doors.
I'll press both of them.
Okay, you hear
Well, start with one.
you hear a short moment of the sounds of grinding metals coming from both of the doors, and then nothing happens.
Payman looks kind of disappointed. But, are the doors open still?
The doors are open.
Okay.
Try the other button.
Yeah, press the other one, sure.
It's the same result. The doors
Fun.
twitch, the sounds of grinding metal, and then nothing happens.
Well, this seems broken.
Let's close the doors. Rothor. And this like Zarin like steps here, like shuts the door.
You're like, we'll see. Yeah, I guess maybe if the doors are closed.
Yeah.
But I think
Shut
that the machine is supposed to close them itself, right?
We're going to help it by shutting the doors automatically. For it. Manually. Shut the doors over on that side too.
You're trying to give him a bit.
Sure, we could probably drag the doors shut.
It takes a tiny bit of effort, but the doors do slide shut eventually with some application of force.
Do it, Professor!
Well, let's press the button then again.
Welcome to the death trap.
You press the button. The sound of grinding metal this time does not occur, but rather the nozzles on each side of the room spray a fine mist that dissipates rather quickly.
It's a fucking corrosive acid, you die.
Yeah, well, he's dead.
And disappears into the drain below. Permian does not feel much worse.
You are now a juju zombie, and you are
Much
alignment
worse,
with
implying that I feel
opposite
worse
of
at all?
threats.
You do not feel worse at all. You're
Okay.
slightly wet, although the sensation of wetness dissipates pretty much instantly, but nothing really happens.
Pimian says, "Well, I'm wet now, thanks."
I mean,
What?
he probably washed off. Actually, if we smell Pimian, does he smell any better than the pond?
It doesn't really smell better. There's a smell of something different and definitely chemical of some sort, but nothing else.
How do you feel, Professor?
I feel fine. Nothing's changed.
What
Why-
do you think the purpose of this room is now that I've shared what I saw and you've experienced that?
It
You could
probably
roll
is
another
meant
check.
to clean something off of you. I'll try another.
So you might be the only professor who has ever taken a bath in a robot hole.
Permian would think, after seeing the machine operate, that this is indeed some sort of cleaning mechanism, although it's probably not supposed to clean, but rather make sure that no illnesses get through.
Mhm.
Whatever this fine mist was, it probably didn't do anything because Pimian was as healthy as ever.
I see. Well, I mean, we'll express this.
It's
We'll
like
say, it is. It seems to be the kind of mechanism to make sure that you're not dragging terrible alien illnesses into the rest of the place.
Like the russet mold.
Precisely.
Might be useful then. Do the panels still lit? Can we keep doing that?
The panels are still lit.
I mean,
Look.
nods.
All right. Let us proceed then. Zarin surveys the desert.
The desert sky is a nice orange, and the desert seems as friendly as it was the last time we left it, with no skeletons inside.
I can actually see in here. That's nice. You know what I'm looking forward to again next, guys? It's fucking lightning.
Yeah.
Zarin peeks his head through the fake wall.
There's lightning. Yes, every couple seconds.
Zarin sighs and looks at Rofor and says, "Help me out of this breastplate, will you?" Or not breastplate, but chainmail. Yes, chainmail.
Sure. I'll help him with the chainmail.
Let's adopt the tiger focus in front of Rothor.
oh my! It's so forward.
Yes. Now, guys, I won't have the advantage of my nanite surge for here this time, so let's hope that I actually get numbers that are like higher than, say, like a 5 and an 8.
we did have a rest. Oh, they reset.
You did indeed have a rest, yes.
Okay, neat. I will accept it. I was away getting water then when we got arrested. I will certainly use, I'm not going to use my inspired thing. We'll use that instead. All right. 1, 2, like, eye things. Wait. Yeah. Okay. And then after timing things, he's done this before. He'll, like, move into the edge. And I will use my inspired and take 2 skill checks on this. We've got the first one, which is a that. And then we've got the second one, which is a that. Holy shit, I rolled a 20 on that first one.
Maximum
A
disable.
35, Zarin would think, is not only enough to temporarily disable the lightning arcing across, but rather permanently. So you finally figure out the root cause of this malfunction and manipulate it according to your knowledge.
All
Until
right!
it stops being broken.
Zarin will actually, like, emit, like, a little emotion, which will basically come in the form of, yes, finally.
Sticks his head through.
We can stand all in here safely now. I believe I finally figured out how this device works and how to stop this lightning. I should no longer have to work with doing that ever again. It only
Well done,
required
Was
Only
this
required
actually... I'm sorry.
it only required a DC 35 check.
Was this actually a room... Was this the purpose of this room, this lightning field?
Zara looks
No.
around. Does it look similar to, like, the room that was like a decontamination thing over on the left side? Was that right, Sheep?
It looks almost identical, although much worse off.
I believe this room was identical to the room that the professor stood in not too long ago, only, as you can see, much worse off.
Yeah, the nozzles are bent and things are revealed that perhaps shouldn't be. Loose wires and such.
Anyway, I do not think the lightning will be a further problem. I think it was understanding that room behind us now that helped me take care of this. Regardless, let us continue. 35 check. Wow. To fucking disable that permanently.
I'm never gonna get a check that high. Probably. Never ever.
It helps to have the trait and then all the other things I have piled on top of that.
Sure does.
Because Connie Bane taught me.
The hallway is still lit by now and then flickering panels in the ceiling.
Neat.
Oh, I don't need to be behind you necessarily.
Yeah, quick check in here.
I am back!
There's certainly no creature in here, just the images of a pickaxe at the back wall and other scrawlings of a madman.
Okay. Perhaps something for the professor to look at some point.
I mean, what's gonna drag us away from this place, right? Place where they leaned against the wall and died.
Zarin looks around and says, I do know that Crate was still in the area with smaller storage containers. It, however, requires a white strip of metal. Perhaps I can attempt to open it, but I would prefer to try that after we finished exploring around.
Makes sense.
It could be very time-consuming.
And who knows, there might be some sort of explosive thing inside.
Zarin blinks. Perhaps. There are many things I do not understand.
Folks, these machine things have a way of getting you.
Should we try the door at the end of this room then?
There's not like mold all over it, sheep, right? No?
Over the door in particular, no.
Good, I can open it then.
You can indeed open the door. In fact, it slides open rather easily.
Okay.
Considering what the professor noted about this russet mold several days ago, I would suggest being careful. That poor man was infected by it. That must mean that there's some way here to be infected by it. Correct, Professor?
That seems to be about right.
Do you know of any creature that could do that?
I think that the russet mold itself is a creature, but I can't think of anything that like spreads it off the top of my head.
Could I maybe do like a knowledge nature check, God?
Yeah, I can try
Yes,
that
you
too.
could.
Okay. Go ahead and make a knowledge nature check.
You would at least know that russet mold is not sentient. It is essentially a mold with, well, many dangers attached to it. It is, of course, highly toxic, but it also has the property that anyone who gets infected by it, the mold grows inside and has a chance to spawn something that is indeed sentient.
Do I know what that is?
Those creatures that the russet mold can spawn are usually referred to as vegapygmies.
The
They
fuck
are-
is that?
They are tiny humanoid, or rather small humanoid creatures that spawn from a russet mold infected body, using the material of the body to create some sort of plant creature that has for a plant creature a decent amount of intelligence as well.
That's fucking SCP territory of horror.
It's like
Do
the
they
larval
get-
stage.
Do they then spread russet mold themselves as well?
They do indeed have a chance to spread the russet mold.
Oh, we need to kill all of these creatures.
Zarin, like, looking at the professor, now has, like, this epiphany from, like, his nature background and just shares this openly.
Sounds almost robot-like in nature.
I
Well,
think it's the
let's go
opposite.
deeper in.
So is that, like, a disease effect, then? Like, is the russet mold a disease or, like, a poison sheep?
The russet mold would be considered a disease.
Okay.
Luckily, we have the anti-disease room.
And I was just wondering for my personal thing, since I'm immune to disease.
Yeah.
We can roll around in it.
He doesn't say that.
I-
If you see some of it, just throw me at it.
I'll eat it, and then I'll
I'll
say,
teach the damn thing. Affect my mechanical heart.
regardless.
The door opens in yet another undescript hallway, with doors to the south and the east.
Oh.
Doors and doors
Oh.
and doors and doors.
Let's check this one first.
The one to the south.
Being very cautious because we know what lives in here.
Tapioca.
The door to the south. Oops, that's not supposed to happen.
I can tell you that I have seen nothing that would give me any indication of
that-
anything important.
No, neither have I, sheep.
There's a wall missing. That's nothing.
The same disclosure that I gave you last session at the front of the warehouse, that's happened again.
God fucking damn it. I'll learn eventually.
Well, I mean, it's thanks to the knowledge checks that I gave myself forewarning anyway.
Yet another hallway.
Sorry, Big Son. What is with these hallways?
None of them seem to really lead anywhere.
Why don't we check to, and he points over towards the door to like row forward left, that maybe like a hub or intersection that connects with the other areas we've already seen.
Shucks, and go close to it.
Cast mage armor on myself.
Just smash
back
the
there.
robot that is inevitably on there.
The door swings open as you approach. And inside, you see a unlit circular room. It is completely empty except for a panel of buttons and controls and other things on a wall to the northwest. This glowing panel here. There's a coil of tubes dangling from the left side of the panel that is periodically flashing with sparks, while a single square window on the panel blinks with several lines of strange writing.
Professor, this looks like your field, the text of, what did you call the language?
Androphin, it's called.
Looks like there's some sort of panel here or device displaying the language. I'm going to have to learn that from you at some point, I think.
I'd be happy to teach you. And Pinion will read it.
The text consists of 5 lines. The first line being Deck 4 Engineering, Deck 3 Science, Deck 2 Crew, Deck 1 Docking. The last line, flashing in red, says, Warning, elevator offline. Please contact maintenance.
Hmm.
Are lifting platforms a thing in this world? Like,
Does
like you know, like
elevator have a meaning? Do I know as a Kellet
Well,
tribesman what that is?
like what would the professor translate that to? Like, if you were
Uh,
like translate elevator into like our
well, I
language.
mean, it says elevator, and he knows the word elevate.
I mean, we've
It-
seen elevators. There are
in
elevators
the in
like
the
pulley
context
systems and
of
stuff.
Golarion, I would say that anyone with some sort of magical background or magical education has probably heard of like arcane lifting platforms that are called elevators.
Or engineering. That's called pulley systems.
Or something like that. The word elevator, while uncommon, would be known to
Yeah, I just didn't know how
learned
common
people.
it was here in Numeria.
Okay. Well, then I guess Pimian can probably work it out, and he will say, "This is it's a lifting platform basically. I would assume that you would press on here. He kind of outlines like how you can like you press on this deck and it takes you up there, or this one and it takes you down. But this bottom line here is telling us that the entire thing is it doesn't work anymore right now."
Hmm. Perhaps there might be. You said there to the left of it, there's like a series of like coils that were like sparking with like light.
Yes.
Zarin will actually like scooch over and then like lean his face forward and maybe not to like get shocked, but just like to scrutinize and study them. Perhaps there might be a way to turn this thing back on.
You could roll me a knowledge engineering to scrutinize the damage.
Okay.
And
I will
Pimian
roll
can
you a
check.
knowledge engineering to scrutinize the damage. Well, no amazing roll of knowledge engineering that time. And yes, Manikai, as you noted, knowledge engineering being useful in a tabletop thing. How about that?
Pimian gets a 29.
Yeah,
Well, both
nice.
Zarin and Pimian would agree that while the damage looks severe at first glance, it looks like all that's needed is really just a small metal bit to reconnect the two ends of the severed wire. Something that even a amateur smith should be able to do without too much problems, really.
Oh, so we could go back and like commission a little fixer and make the elevator work.
Kanye should
Oh.
actually be able to make a part such as that.
Well, I have
It
my
might help.
engineering tools with me. I could fashion probably something out of these.
All the scrap that's around.
Yeah.
You like if it's made out of like the same metal than sheep, it probably requires like does it actually require like the torch itself to be lit? Like what kind of like
It
materials
would
are made
not-
out of?
The thing that you would have to use in order to repair this would not have to be out of any special metal. It just has to be conductive, meaning metal.
Okay.
So anyone
So
can
we
do
could
it,
just
really.
take some scrap, yeah, and do it here maybe.
So is the part missing or is it there and just non-functional?
It's completely missing.
Okay.
And any sort of scrap would not do. It does have to be a rather specific shape. Not a complicated
Right.
shape, but a shape that just scrap couldn't replicate.
You could do that back at the foundry, or we can have Kano do it. He should be assisting us to ensure that we are able to reignite the torch.
Well, sheep, could I use my profession skill to actually make that? If I have my set with me here.
You would have to use a workshop for that, meaning the foundry.
Okay. It's a big piece then.
Regardless, it is not something we can resolve immediately. We should. And Zarin looks up at the door here and says, "There's a few rooms that we did not explore when we were fighting the cerebric fungus and pursuing the blood trail. Perhaps we should eliminate those, or further look into them to see that there's no enemies. There might be
Okay.
more robots lurking around here."
Makes sense.
Hmm.
You lead the way to make sure there's no traps.
Zarin will do so. I had not yet announced that I was peeping around for all sorts of terrible, horrible things, but we do that.
There are
This-
no terrible, horrible things immediately visible.
Fantastic. Let's go to this door in the blue corner, weighing 230 pounds from Westbury, Massachusetts, and open it.
All right. In this room,
John
see-
Cena.
It's not John Cena.
Cue the music.
There are in fact 2 circular metal tables and some chairs filling the bulk of this room. There are metal cabinets sitting against the northern wall, while there is a machine-looking thing to Zaren's immediate south, with glowing panels on its surface.
This appears to
The
Go ahead.
air in this room feels rather warm, also.
This appears to be a sitting room of some kind. There's a machine down here. Is the machine itself radiating the warmth?
That does seem to be the case.
If the machine appears to be radiating warmth, Professor, perhaps if the individuals in this area got cold, they might sit in here and warm themselves up.
Seems possible. Likely, even.
I suppose it's perhaps take a closer look at the machine,
Yeah.
then, Professor.
That's what I'm planning on.
Just
I would
might-
like to take a closer look.
maybe not touch it though.
No.
The machine appears to have 2 circular panels, horizontal circular panels, that are glowing red hot, essentially. Could be used as a stove. However, the heating does seem to be stuck on.
So I suppose maybe not a sitting area or a place to warm yourself, but a kitchen?
Or a rest area, yeah.
I
Can
suppose
you-
that explains the cabinets.
Can you
It
decouple
seems-
the device and maybe bring it with us? If we could hook that up in town,
Yeah.
that would be worth something, probably.
I
Would
mean,
probably-
first things first, I'd want to look and see. Pimion wants to, like, is there, like, is it possible to get in, like, is there, like, a crack, like, in the back here where I can, like, get behind? Are there any wires I can look?
Behind the machine? Yeah, there is
Yeah.
enough of a space to look behind the machine, and there is indeed one large wire leading into the wall.
Can I, like, pull it?
You can.
Can
try
I
to
even, like,
pull at it.
reach back there? As it, my little halfling arms might not reach?
The wire does start at the side of the machine and then go into the wall. You can pull at it and pull it out of its socket as well.
Yeah.
After which the machine hums slightly and stops working.
Cool. No excessive fiddling around, just unplug.
What was the purpose? I have never seen I'm pretty sure I've never seen a socket like that in my entire life.
No.
I mean,
Not even your charging cable? It's a joke.
Burp, 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 burp.
I'm fairly
How about it?
confident. I mean, I suppose if the thing stops being so warm, then I guess we could try to carry it. Just
We're just, like, lugging out the oven.
Yeah, and like all of these robots lying around and all the med beds, all of this is going out.
How do you empower that?
I don't particularly feel that mercenary enough to care about like
You-
salvaging. Like,
You know, Connor might build a fucking reactor for all we know.
I mean, I guess I guess if there's anything to salvage, it would be like technology in like a world that like pretty much lacks it. Like, we're not like a pickers here. We're like fucking. I guess.
It's not like we're not salvaging just some old oven, we're salvaging the only oven.
I mean, Paizo probably planned for this and has like Appendix F. If the adventurers decide that they want to try and take out every piece of technology.
You know, I have been told that this is a salvage campaign.
People probably
Oh.
have fireplaces, so they don't need an
Are we,
electrical
are we
oven.
using God's words against him?
I'm not saying that, that you know, a mysterious high-tech cooking stove, that sounds valuable.
If we can figure out how to power it, we'll have to invent a generator.
I'm sure that can be done.
Yeah, the Temple of Bri would probably be pretty interested in such a thing. We could take money from the leeches for a change.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ah. Appendix F shows prices of various implements, so they might try and sell to the Temple of Bri.
I mean, they already have ovens with regular fire, and we probably don't know how
Yeah,
the systems work
but-
outside.
ovens with regular fire have a chance to burn down a building?
Regardless,
Not
there does
really.
not appear any threats in this room, and opening this door to the south, it presumably leads back to that hallway.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It leads back to a hallway, at least.
Yeah, that we've seen before, and I peek my head around the
Oh,
corner.
yeah, you have.
Yeah. We've been around here before.
I'm hoping Rotor go in this door.
All right.
The door right there. Right. This is not the right room. This one. No. This one. Let's see. Opening this room, you see more tables. A sprawling chamber containing many tables, many chairs, and many instruments standing on the tables that look very fancy. There is dried residue of liquids spilled on the floor all over, as well as pieces of glass.
What's this over here?
That is a rack with instruments. Spherical, tube-like instruments.
Could you reveal more?
I could.
So,
It's the cantina.
Stop. As Profor steps there, you realize that some of the residue of liquids is in fact starting to move.
well, gotta put it down.
In Numeria, food eats you.
You know,
Yeah.
no one's really surprised anymore.
No, look at that horrid thing.
As some of the red liquids coalesce into forms that
Ugh.
slowly sliver towards Rofor.
They're like
Go to initiative.
snail oozes.
Ugh.
That's
Dude.
despicable, actually.
Dude,
Their
I'm not okay
initiative's
with
pretty
this.
bad, though, so... we got that.
Thank the stars.
They are slow enough that Kenrick, who's outside, gets to act first.
Zoran will like call out
Things on the ground.
that
I think Juice is coming towards me.
They're moving at me at the speed of something.
juice that moves.
Professor, these might be the things you have been searching for.
What?
Sentient
These are
juice?
not the juices you've been searching for.
Oh, I will move
Mystical
over
beings
here.
from another place.
Oh, these are the aliens.
See the slime.
Greetings, being. I'm gonna kill them all.
We
Take
come
aim
in oh.
at the numbered one. Take a shot with my crossbow.
You hit the ooze.
Of course, it's an ooze.
The arrow sinks deep into the liquid.
We need
Does
crushing
the
damage.
ooze seem bothered? Is it-
The ooze does seem slightly bothered,
Oh, well,
although it
that's-
is hard to read the expression of an ooze.
Well, Pimion will, you know,
Do it, Professor.
well, you can't see them. He'll walk in front of Kenrick. Fuck you, Kenrick.
All right.
Got
And,
a magic
uh,
spell.
Yeah, he will shoot also at the Boilborn, the unnumbered one.
Okay.
You know, he doesn't feel a need to be lucky at these things. They're just little blobs. Oh, whoops! That was
And he wasn't.
He wasn't. Yeah, no, that's.
You shoot at a bit of liquid residue that is indeed just residue. But
Oh my god!
I have him.
He doesn't feel the need. That was such comedic timing. Oh.
yeah.
Zarin,
It's just perfect. Everything.
Zarin is still uncomfortable with fighting next to people. Move action to go here. I suppose take a free action. Would this be like a knowledge dungeoneering skill check? Sheep?
this would be dungeoneering, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and take a knowledge dungeoneering skill check. Nope.
Other than guessing that these are indeed oozes, you wouldn't know any specifics.
I wasn't paying attention that day in Connor's class.
When you see little blob things moving towards me, that's never gonna happen.
Let's cover oozes assaulting you in a spaceship, and he's like, "Pfft."
That was also a cruddy roll.
That
Goes
is
back
a
to
hit.
doodling.
It's gonna hit
That was
those.
that was a cruddy damage roll. Was more what I was talking about. That's awful for me.
It's an
I'm gonna
ooze.
power attack these. You better believe.
Yeah, no,
I get
it's-
I have a
Sandala.
2d6 plus 4 in that.
Well,
Waste bullets on these.
I have so many bullets though. I'm gonna move here
Shoot the ooze.
and shoot the ooze. That's slithering at Saren.
I bet their touch is the same as their base AC.
I also bet that it's gonna split if I actually hit it, but we'll see.
That's gonna do with the great sword more so than the piercing.
Bludgeoning, that's what you do, right?
You hit the ooze, and as the bullet strikes it, it bubbles and boils and explodes
Oh no!
Zarin blinks.
in a shower of acid.
Oh,
Roll me a reflex save, Zarin.
I'm sorry, Saren.
Oh,
Not
I
the
actually thought
acid
you were
bullet.
shooting. I actually thought you were shooting that one. So much to my surprise, I'm like, oh, you killed the one that's basically had like cover through my body. Okay, reflex save it is. Let me find the button. Da 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 da.
That is enough. You'll take half of this as acid damage. 3 points.
Excuse me.
In addition to that, roll me a fortitude save, please.
Is this a disease or poison effect?
Well, roll me one anyways.
Okay, I
I'll
will.
tell you if it does anything.
Mysterious
Alright.
rolls.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
I'm
Yes.
of two minds of my current position.
Oilborn will sliver off the table and then sliver towards Rover. Actually, you can move here. Towards Zarin. This one has exploded and does nothing. This one will sliver towards Rover and not do anything because it can't reach.
Oh.
Kenrick.
And
So my flesh and body are burning right now.
Is this what pain feels like?
I yell out to the two men inside, and do you want to pull out before we shoot them up?
Yes.
I'm not standing next to them any longer.
You're standing next to one.
I
yeah,
don't want to though.
yeah. I don't want to. I will be exfiltrating.
Yep. Let us
Oh,
get
I-
out.
Yeah, I'll
Can't.
delay my turn.
Wait, why am I not in initiative?
What?
You removed Rothor, like, or didn't even add him?
Rude.
Like the
I-
entire first round, he didn't get to do anything.
Wait, so you just skipped me?
You
Yeah,
get
your
to
entire
act now.
first
Twice?
round was skipped.
God damn it, man.
Rother is
Cheater.
dead. He's,
You get to act now.
Isn't that a big
Spoilers.
sin? Like, just...
There you
Yeah,
go.
first round, you're just fucking picking your nose.
Rother has
I
been dead for weeks.
suppose, then before it even moved up to me, I have left. Just fuck that. Like over here. Maybe more like here.
Okay, Permian.
Zarin, get out here.
Commune will delay until after Zarin.
Okay.
Gun line. That's
Like smoke rising from like his fucking chainmail, like pain lighting his nerves. Right, so gonna take a full action to withdraw here. 5 feet, 10 feet. You know, they probably got this. I'm going to the elevator room. I'm
Sean
done.
has a pained look after Saren as he runs out.
like the
Firing squad them.
He's mouthing like, sorry.
Do
Kenrick.
Take aim.
What?
Fire.
Oh, it's me.
Fire. No, it's Kenrick.
Kenrick delayed as well.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't.
Although I
move him.
suppose you would be first. Since you delayed
I just
after
didn't
him.
know you didn't. Oh, you did move him.
Just, you keep
My
doing that
window
ping,
was
man.
just fucked up. Yeah. Okay. So at the unnumbered one.
Such
That is
power.
a hit. The arrow hitting and then starting to sizzle. Kenrick.
Forward for great justice.
I'll shoot the. I mean, yeah, I'll take a shot at the numbered one.
Oof,
Is a hit.
goodness.
And this ooze also explodes. Its remains just barely missing Pimian.
Move up here as well.
Chandala.
Well, shoot the last one. Kablamo!
Bullet sinks into its body.
And then he'll
Still
move up here.
slivers, however.
No, stop it!
I want to be close to that thing.
Go away! Ah!
Oh no!
Slivers below Pimian.
Oh, you!
Unfortunately, you have a ranged weapon out, so you can't attack it. But would you want to anyway?
It's crawling up
Do
his
get an
trousers.
attack of opportunity as it slivers onto
No,
your
I will
square.
not take it.
Quick, remove his trousers, Kenrick.
Quick, kill it!
No, I'm gonna
me back there.
throw it. I'm gonna grab it and throw it.
Hold me back. Yes, I want a wrestling match between Pimian and the Ooze.
This thing that...
Well, how big is this? Is it like hand sized?
It's
Zoran,
about
like-
the size of a small cat.
Zoran, steps
fuck
over here. I'm gonna spend my entire full run action. I just want to keep alert, as this wonderful charade is happening. I end my turn.
Prepare to cast the alchemist fire at the ooze.
Roll me a perception check then if you want to keep alert.
Okay, I reckon.
Don't touch it with your bare hands. It's acid.
Well, I mean, it's like crawling on me, and I don't feel like I'm burning, so I think grabbing it is okay.
Run away,
Right?
Pimian.
There's like a membrane.
Run away.
I want to grab
I
it
am
and throw it
I am
back
going
into
to
the
shoot
room.
it. I'm going to shoot it, and if you stand there, I
All right, sorry, Kenrick. Later.
Pimian withdraws.
Yeah.
It will take its attack of opportunity as you move away.
Doesn't get one if he withdraws.
Yeah.
Well,
if
I
you
mean,
withdraw,
you're
so
withdrawing.
when I move,
Okay, yeah.
actually, he can't reach me. So yeah.
Yeah, if
withdraw.
you're withdrawing, then he can't.
critical
Although he
Ooze.
would have crit.
yeah, got rid of that 20, yeah.
yeah.
Henrik,
So
Okay.
can I move and shoot it? Or
you can
you-
take a move action and then a standard action to shoot it, yes.
okay.
You probably want to move around the corner though, so it can't splash you with death.
It looked like that was a 10-foot range, so long as you're at least 15 feet away, you'll be fine. Like standing there, that'll be
Up to
fine.
this wall and let it rip.
That hits it, and it too explodes. Scattering its red liquidy remains all over the hallway.
Gross. Oh, those are
Combat
nasty.
is over.
That's disgusting.
Zoran stares down the end of the hallway, frowning.
How did these things even get in here?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Well,
If this
they are
is, Professor, you say is a dining room, then these people living here must have had very queer taste.
they are
I mean, like-
exceptionally tiny. They could have crawled in from under the door, perhaps, or through the door.
Pimian inspects the remains with a 29 dungeoneering. I don't know what he's really hoping to learn, but
Well, you learn that these things explode upon death. Or rather, whatever constitutes death for an ooze.
Brilliant,
You would also
Professor.
realize that they have the tendency to transfer leprosy to whoever touches them.
Oh, no!
good
I'm
Christ!
going to be over here.
Well,
But it was all over Pimian.
but
Zoran blinks and says, "I'm glad you've learned that now, Professor." It's
Well-
looking at
Oh, by
down
the
at
way,
his body.
Saren, it will give you leprosy if you touch it. That means you rot.
I think Pimian mostly wants to know what creates them, what causes them to be around, what they want.
Important life cycle events.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we can understand where they came from, then we might be able to eliminate that source and to halt the spread of leprosy in this area.
This particular kind of ooze has the tendency to be created by essentially diseased creatures, diseased biomaterial. It does take a long time for the remains of the corpse to gain almost sentience, like the oozes here, but it does happen.
So, more or less, there was somebody in this room that died of leprosy, and then after years and years, they turned into these.
Something like that, yes.
Oh.
So,
Well,
is
there
there,
we go.
Passing food.
so is there anything particular in this room now that we have cleared?
This room is mostly filled with lots and lots of different instruments, with whirling bits and small vials. The instruments sitting to the north, the two black instruments, some of them are smashed, some of them are open upon further inspection.
Well,
If you're the kind of person like, I don't know, a scientist from the future or something,
Oh.
you might enjoy these instruments, but there's nothing worth of immediate use. And even the instruments are mostly smashed.
oh,
So this seems more like a lab than a dining room. I just saw the tables, and it's next to the kitchen, so
you know, I'm not sure we would be able to recognize the lab from the dining room in this place.
it's true. What is this?
What?
This thing.
That's a spinny thing.
A spinny
Oh,
thing. I
spinny
see. I will investigate the spinny thing.
Let's unplug it and take it with us.
What's in
It-
these?
It does.
What is the
seem,
spinny thing?
The spinny thing does seem to have a wire leading into the floor, and touching it, it does spin a bit.
Connor
It
would pay.
seems to be a powered, well, thing that rotates and does whatever a rotating thing does to things.
What?
It's a centrifuge.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
we understand centrifuges. That's why I understand what Sheep's doing.
Yeah.
The temple would
Yeah,
pay.
down
bills.
here are
Spins.
different desks and panels, mostly showing static, others showing just gibberish.
I built the centrifuge once for a physics project.
Oh,
That's cool.
I have seen centrifuges.
I once, for a science project, demonstrated centripetal force by swinging water around in a bucket.
There you
I've
go.
used it to an exhausting degree.
Malachi is like, let me tell you about centrifuges.
The things I've done with lake water in little bottles.
And then
Cent-
she's like, let me tell you about
centrifugal.
lasers. And then we're never done. All right. Well, if
Yeah.
the professor and the sorcerer says that there's nothing in here. Oh, special note. I guess that's that.
Yeah, nothing that we can really comprehend in here anyway.
Although I'm sure that centrifuge will be worth thousands for the right buyer.
In the like centrifuge enthusiast community, sure.
You know, some pharmaceutical Technic League wizard is like, oh, I want that so much.
Like, if we sell the fin, why not just go for this whole place?
Sure, sell
yeah,
it.
like
We will sell a spaceship
selling sunken
stuck under
spaceship.
this thing. If you
There,
can
that-
get it, you get a discount.
But Malachi, that'll be just silly.
Yeah.
If you know, we'll
Well-
reduce the price from we'll reduce the cost by however much the excavation costs.
Area is clear.
Zorin puts a finger up to his lips, his flared and widened nostrils from his current animal focus, flaring even more, and his brow permanently set in a perpetual look of disapproval.